anyways, he was talking about Kirk Cameron and how much he loved this movie. So I was like, when I saw it, I thought I was like having an acid trip because there was one on every shelf that I looked at, and then I stopped and I counted them, and I was like, he needs all of these, obviously.
I do.
Like, obviously, this is, and I didn't keep any to myself. I was very selfless, and I said, you can have all 6 copies of this fucking
Jacob,
thing.
Here. Do you want a copy of Left Behind?
No.
25 fucking cents. That would be funny if they were, look, this one's already cracked. Grandma.
Well, you did just throw it on the ground. That looks way more than just dropped on the ground.
Grandma sat on that one.
Was there only 5?
I think so.
Oh, I thought there was 5 copies, and this one's pretty pristine.
Yeah, these don't even look like they've been watched.
Obviously, this one hasn't.
This one has. This one they watched. They didn't even fucking rewind it. They were like,
Yeah.
no.
Get this shit out of That one's pristine.
Yeah. Yeah, someone didn't. Now, because there's like so many like, I want to know the fucking story behind these. Was this one person who had purchased all of these and grandma only watched one, and
Hey, you're gonna have to contact Salvation Army, man.
no, they fucking keep that shit confidential, I guess. I don't know.
I just knew when I saw so many of them that I was like,
So join our next episode, our new episodes, where we will be doing individual videos on how to properly destroy 4 VHSs.
5.
5 VHSs.
Unless you're gonna keep the making of Left Behind.
I might put it on eBay for like $5,000.
You might get it. Who knows?
It would be fucking hilarious.
Also, while I was in there, I was looking at the books, and these 2 old ladies just cut me off. And then, because I stand away from the shelf because I can see fairly well, but they can't because they're 100. So they got like directly in front of me and started looking, and they're looking through, and I'm like looking at this book because it's 5 books for $1.
Yeah.
Okay, I got $1. I like to read, so I was like, fuck it, I'll find 5 books somewhere in here.
Yeah.
So one whole bookshelf, Bibles. Screw that. Moving on. Boom. Next shelf. No, it was kind of cookbooks and Bibles. Moving on. And then there was a few books here. I got like a postcard pricing guide because one of my friend's wives is into trading postcards and shit. So I was like, he can give that to her. And then I found like a couple other books. Yeah. I found a Chuck Palahniuk book there called Diary. I don't know anything about it, so I'm going to watch it or read it.
Yeah.
I like to read. Not watch movies. But I found one called, and it had like a thick spine on it. It was like the mystical, magical world of dreams. And I was like, all right, that's kind of up my alley. I'd like to see what's going on with this one. And the old lady picks it up. And I didn't say this out loud, so she probably heard me through Jesus. And she picks it up and she looks at it, and her friend walks up to her and goes, "What do you got there?" And she word for word says, "Some devil book on dreams," and like threw the book back at the shelf. And it just like flopped on the shelf, and I like reached in between them and I took it, and I was just like, I'll take this one.
Yeah.
Like, but
what does she... Devil book on dreams?
Because they're just Jesus's movies to them in their head, and they don't want like scientific explanation.
Did it because it said magic? And
I don't know. She didn't really thumb through it. She like picked it up, looked at the front, and this book was like, after I bought it, I realized this book was from like 1985. So it's pretty irrelevant, I'm sure, but it was still a fun thing to have. Good conversation piece for if you had friends.
Right.
But yeah, so I don't know. I don't know what possessed her to think that was a devil book, but I was okay with it.
I don't know, unless she's just being... Because she saw you pick it up. And I mean, I know you're not like the spitting image of like the choir boy and stuff. And she saw you thumbing through it and was like, no matter what that man over there touches, it's Satanist.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know? You should have gone over and just like rubbed your hand on every Bible sexually and stuff. She would have been over there sprinkling holy water or her Aquafina.
Dude, she would have fucking screamed. Like, she already scoffed at me when I was digging. Because they had, like, the bookshelves of movies, and then they had this big old barrel of movies. And it was, like, 80 copies of Forrest Gump. That's why I texted you and asked you if you had Forrest Gump. Because there were so many copies of it.
Yeah.
And I was, like, digging through, and I'm, like, nicely stacking them, you know.
No, being respectful.
When you get one of those... For those that don't do this often, you know, those $5 bins at Walmart that have DVDs everywhere.
Yeah.
You start nicely stacking them to the sides. That way you can dig further in. And she, like, rolled by me and scoffed at me, basically. And I was just like, okay.
But the Salvation Army is, like, the low-ball secondhand store. I mean... Goodwill's good, but
It's good.
It's good, but yeah, the Salvation Army, you're definitely gonna find like a.
That's the first time I've ever been in one.
Yeah,
I never, like, I see it all the time when I drive by it, and I'm like, you know. And I was so excited at the amount of VHSs that they had.
Yeah.
And I did find Rocky 1 through 5 in a box set, so it was worth it. I paid them the $8 that they wanted for it, but. I was like really excited, and then this is what you get. Fucking 15 copies of this goddamn movie. So, anyways, that's Jerry opening presents.
I think what we should do is I should give you a copy of this, and just like take it out in the middle of nowhere and leave it behind. Just set it up on the middle of the road.
I'm gonna start buying them off of eBay, every one that I can find, until I have like, you know, hundreds of them, and I'm just gonna start throwing them out the window.
We need to find Sting. Sting made a Christian movie, like about his transition, I guess, and whatnot. I want to find that one.
To being a woman?
Well, no, being.
Oh, so like converting to Christianity,
to being stung. that's the proper way you say his name now.
I think we should each take a copy and see who can destroy it in a more unique fashion, in a more exciting fashion.
I think that could work. Just film it.
Leave it in the comment section and see if that's
how do you want to
see
us destroy Left Behind?
And you don't need to get on there and defend this movie because we're not going to listen.
No. Might be a good movie. I've never seen it. I've only seen bits and pieces of it.
I looked at the cover.
Kirk Cameron, though, I can't, like, I don't know, Kirk Cameron it.